G'day folks, welcome to Big VTV. Great to have you with us. D1 men, D1 women.
Sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Last show of the season, bar silly season. We'll be back in a few weeks' time for
Now
silly
you can
season.
talk some smack without fueling the hordes.
Not talking about any smack. I mean, we're going to get in our game in a moment. Geelong were fantastic on Saturday night. Their first half was absolutely superb. And one thing I do want to say is, you get to finals basketball. You just smiling.
What are you smiling at?
You get to finals basketball, and a couple of years ago we got there and we had injuries and I think we had about 6 players left.
Yep.
You gotta hope that everyone's fit and healthy at the business end of the season. And Geelong missed Amy Wormold, Anna Teague was overseas, Catherine Brockett was overseas. You know, they just didn't have luck on their side at the business end of the season.
But as you said though, to their credit, they absolutely took
first
it up.
half they were brewing.
Halfway through the second quarter, I think if people near where we were sitting thinking, oh, maybe we're coming back tomorrow, they played really, really well. They were very physical. Geelong, I think they had to try and throw you guys off your game.
Shot well in the first half, shot really well.
They did really well, but like game one, I just think they just had nothing left. And, you know, you did don't want to give you a big head, but you did a good job rotating your players, so you're pretty fresh in the last quarter.
Well, they led 33-27 at half time. Warrandyte went back home, obviously, having won game one.
What did you say at half time?
You know what we spoke about? Just stick to what we do well. We run the court well. Our transition's great. Defence is we're number one in defence, and we're number one for a reason. Yeah. Just stick to what we do well. Mm-hmm. We held them to 14 points in the second half. I thought our defensive effort in the second half was exceptional.
Well, they shot about combined 17% in that second.
Geelong.
Yes. Yeah. Unreal. Yeah.
That's good. And I think that, like I said, we just had to stick to what we have done well for 17 straight wins or whatever it is for the whole season.
And Mike, it was a good team effort. Casey Taylor, I thought, stepped up
really good
for you guys.
She did a massive three in the last quarter.
Yeah, dagger 3 that probably, confirmed that you were going to win the game. Steph Thomas, like she has been most of the season, she was just incredible. And I spoke to you yesterday about it. She always brings her teammates into the games. Even she could probably score a lot more if she really wanted to and is good enough to do that, but she just gets everyone involved in the game and makes a huge difference.
One player that I think doesn't get the credit that she deserves. She absolutely flies under the radar, and I'll finish now, so I can probably heap a little bit of praise on someone from Warrandyte. Meg Dargan. Is just a gun point guard. She's 20 years of age. She's captain of the team. I thought she was probably player of the final series, to be honest with you, over 2 games. She is just a ripping player, and I think she flies under the radar.
She's tough as nails. Like, she will dive on the ball. She will compete. That's what I like in players, people that compete for every possession, and she wouldn't let anything go without having a good crack at getting it. You're right. She's pretty strong.
Crowd out at Warrandyte.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was big, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, you weren't there. You were there.
Yeah.
Did you feel safe?
No.
It was big.
Not at all.
People everywhere.
It would have been like instant because it's just the one court. The atmosphere would have been ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like I think I mentioned before. It's like a Coliseum effect. Isn't it? Everyone's just on top of you, and from a coaching viewpoint, you just don't even notice any of it because you're so fixed on the game. And it's only after when people go, "How loud was the crowd?" and you go,
don't know actually.
I'm not sure.
I thought what was funny was the guys broadcasting for Smash FM. So many people sat in front of their desk that they end up having to stand up on the table
just try
outside
the game.
So it was
fantastic.
Great atmosphere, and Geelong did a good job bringing a fair few people down as well.
Yep.
And they were nice and noisy, so it was a great atmosphere.
20-17 start by the Venom. Geelong exceptionally good in the second quarter, 16-7, and then in the second half it was all Warrandyte. They went 17-6 in the third and 15-8 in the last. Held Geelong to 14 points, and that was the game.
Was it similar to game one like that? In terms of you guys just stepping it up a gear?
It was a tough first half in game one as well.
And look, Geelong didn't stop. With a minute to go, they're down by double figures, and they were still throwing.
Geelong also shot 10-25 from the foul line. That hurts a bit, especially second half they shot 2 of 11, and it really fell away. And they also had 26 turnovers. I think if you're looking for spots to see why they lost by a margin, those two stand out.
And at half time, they were 33 points. Half of their score just about was from the 3-point line. They hit 5 threes in the first half. That's something we spoke about at half time and just said, look, we've got to go beyond the arc with our defence, really step it up, and they didn't hit another 3 for the game.
And look, they certainly didn't let you just walk away with it. They pushed you all the way.
Yeah, definitely.
But to your girls' credit, their second half was absolutely fantastic. What a great season for the Warrandyte women's program with the youth girls and senior girls both winning championships.
Yeah, it's good.
and see the youth girls down there and Nicole down there cheering on your girls. It was a really good night.
And just on that also, the Venom under-20 VC girls are top of the ladder, unbeaten for the season in the VJBL. So just that top end of the women, it's been a memorable season.
Yeah,
for sure.
fantastic.
Steph Thomas, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 5 steals, 4 assists, 2 triples, was brilliant in this game.
Phenomenal. She's
Absolutely
just
brilliant.
Unstoppable.
A step above everyone on the court.
The other player for me, especially in the second half, Rachel Wansborough, her second half in this game was unbelievable.
No offence, Rach, but your first half was... I've seen you play a lot better, and we were talking about it, Beth and I at the game, saying, if Rach can pull it together in the second half, and especially in that last quarter, she just did some, her rebounding was great, but she connected on a few shots that were just in crucial times, and 15 rebounds in a game. It's fantastic to see.
I think what it showed.
Go.
I think what it showed. She's gone from Division 2. She's now been in Division 1 for 2 years. She has absolutely become a leading player in Division 1.
Well,
top rebounder in the whole division.
Well, that's like a lot of people ask the question, D2, D1. There's no bigger jump, and there isn't.
No bigger jump.
There isn't. But Wansborough has absolutely, you're right, she's stepped up and she's one of the best players in the comp.
Absolutely.
But rebounding, it always translates.
Yep.
Like, you look at, the pros and you say, okay, they rebounded well in college, are they going to rebound well in the pros?
Yep.
They always do.
Yep.
And look, Rachel's, she won the rebounding, leading rebounder for the league, and she's just tough.
And so many players or so many teams do not contest offensive rebounds.
But she contests.
Seriously, it's one of the number one things that frustrates me is just everyone just stands there and no one crashes the boards hard. You don't crash the offensive boards. The other team, defensive rebound outlet, they're off and running. But Rach just got her body in there and she goes after those offensive rebounds every time. It's great to see.
Behind the scenes, from a coaching viewpoint, here's one thing I'll say about Rachel Wansborough, and I'll say this with all sincerity and honestly. When Rachel came to our club, she wasn't the best defensive player. All right, she absolutely offensively, rebound, shoot, could do all of that, score big, rebound big, and she will be the first to say that defense was the one part of her game that she needed to improve. In the last 2 years, she has become a fantastic defensive player. She's slogged her guts out working on it. She had 5 steals in this game. She has become so much a more rounded player, not because of the offensive stuff, because of the defensive stuff. And it's credit to her for working at it. This team goes up to championship if all that comes together, and she's going to be a player that goes from D2 to D1 up to championship, which is exceptional. Meg Dargan in this game, just on top of her first game, 6 points. She's a distribute player. She'll score if she needs to, but she distributes the ball. 7 rebounds from the point guard, 6 assists in this game. Was very, very
7
good.
of those boards were... No, they weren't. My bad. Doesn't matter. I thought they were offensive. Hit the glass, Meg.
Also, just want to say for this game, Chelsea Ransom, 192nd game straight for the Venom, has been there since day one, and she's won a championship. So well done to Chelsea Ransom.
For Geelong, 11 points, Louise Johnston, and 7 rebounds for fouling out. Jay Conn had 10 points and 12 boards.
She was great, Jay Conn.
Well.
Tough.
She hit a few big shots, especially in the first half, but she was like the floor general for them, and
there was a few whispers that she may retire.
Okay.
I spoke to her before and after the game. That decision hasn't been made, by the way. So for anyone that thinks that may happen, that hasn't been made. That's officially
she's good enough to go around again.
I said to her, "You're a long time retired, mate. I strongly encourage you to go around again." And the way she played over the 2 games. She's a dynamite player. I thought she was Geelong's best player over the 2 games.
And Tash Daffy, 12 points, 4 rebounds and 4 steals, was the grand final MVP for that one.
Really good defensive series.
Fantastic.
Anything else to say?
No, well done.
Pretty good wrap, mate.
How did it feel in the zone, mate?
Oh, look, it's...
I've been coaching a long time, and this is the first one.
It is the first one, 3rd grand final. I think all up, including Ringwood, 7th or 8th final series. So, great note to go out on, no doubt about it. I am retired. I'm more than happy with that decision. I've got other things to go on and do. I know a lot of people go, "Oh, yeah, he'll be back." I'm retired. I can officially say I'm not going to do a Jodie Impey.
Once a coach,
I'm not going to do a Jodie Impey in 9 days' time. What I will say is for the club, there was a lot of committee people and former committee people there. To them, the vision and the trust they had back in 2007, when we brought the Big V together. it was all about them as well. It was all about the trust and faith that they had, the fans, the supporters, the support staff. I know I spoke really passionately about the support staff after the game. The people behind the scenes, and it's not just Warrandyte, it's all clubs.
Absolutely, every
The
club.
score tables, the stats teams, video, court announcing, front door, canteen, game day managers. Those people, and again, I know I made a really big point of thanking those people after the game. They are the unsung heroes of Big V basketball.
Spot on.
And they deserve it.
And like that is said after every post game, at every post game speech, it's mandatory, but it deserves to be.
Yeah, and well done. I can't thank those people enough for the work that they do.
Yep.
So anyway, all done and well done to both teams. I think the best two teams got through.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Geelong, they had a couple of players out. That happens. Unfortunately, they put on a great show over 2 games, and well done to the Venom on getting the win. D1. Can I do that now? Can I?
Yeah.
D1 men. Gee, I tell you what. It's
Whittlesea,
well done, the Pacers.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I mean, fantastic. And Mildura weren't at their best when it counted, and the Pacers blew them off the ball. From all reports from this game, Whittlesea got the win. Unfortunately, Nathan the horse.
It's not Nathan.
Oh, isn't it Nathan?
No, we found
Oh,
out.
what's the horse's
I
name?
was so shattered. I thought,
What's the horse's name?
Bayford?
Bayford.
Yeah.
And the girl one's Indiana.
Indiana and Bayford.
I was shattered. I thought they named a horse after me. It was the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
Bayford.
And it's not.
Sounds nothing
Lived
like
lived a pretty shallow life.
Can I officially...
Fortunately, the horse is not named after.
Well, unfortunately also after my comments last week, can I just apologise? Bayford the horse was in hospital by quarter time in this game. Got punched in the guts that many times by kids. I didn't mean what I said, kids. I didn't say go out and punch. Sorry. Anyway, sorry, Bayford. Sorry, Bayford. Our apologies.
So Mildura actually started this ball game pretty well. They came out 23-20 in the first quarter.
I think they led like 12-2 at the start or something.
And they didn't.
That can happen as the home team. The nerves are there.
Well, they turned the ball over 8 times in the quarter.
Mildura started in a zone. And it threw Whittlesea right from the start, and almost to counteract the zone, Whittlesea then went back into a zone themselves, and that sort of balanced
the
it out.
old game of chess, eh?
That's right.
You got to play a zone against Mildura. It works a treat, but look, apparently, at this point, Mildura were doing pretty well. Calvin Henry got a bit of a knock on his knee, and in a fair bit of strife, and he really struggled. He battled on as you would in a grand final. This is the last couple of games of the season, and
66-32 after quarter time. By the way, 66-32.
And you know what? Like, I know Calvin Henry got injured, and it probably would have made, if he wasn't injured, it probably would have made the margin a little bit less than 31. But I think the better team won.
Absolutely.
Whittlesea were undefeated at home all season. Now, there was no chance they were going to drop 2 games on the home floor, not having lost. They've been absolutely incredible. Like, I saw them against you guys a couple of weeks ago. They play basketball that would translate straight into state championship. And they've got so many good players. Like, you're going to Digsy in a second, but it's their second and third and fourth and fifth string players as well that just put in, and they might not come up as big on the stat sheet. Like, Matt Dirks is a player that doesn't have the most stats, but when you're watching him in person, he's just all over the place. And, awesome job to Whittlesea because
won the rebounds 46-30.
Well, look, the second half was an absolute shellacking. 17-8 in the third, and then a 28-11 final period. Whittlesea were able to get on their benchies, who got in there and contributed as they have all year. But look, the starts and ends with Big Diggsy.
Robert Diggs.
40 points, 13 rebounds, a couple of steals. He shot. There's a lot of people in this world that shoot 85% if they get 6 of 7, something like that. He shot 85%, 17 of 20.
He shot 6 of 9 from the foul line. He had the same amount of misses.
I would have given him 8 out of 10, but the foul line shooting probably drags him down to about 5 or 6 out of 10 for mine. Could have done it better. That is what you officially call That's happy birthday, night out.
Yeah.
I mean, that is
It is.
officially a night out. Well
And
done.
what better night to have a night out than
Oh,
in the grand final
mate.
in front of your home
Memorable.
fans.
Some dunks.
You
Yeah.
know, again, Whittlesea was absolutely chockers. There was a huge crowd. They got right into it as they often do. You know,
Yep.
a lot of the metro clubs could absolutely take a page out of Whittlesea's
Yep,
book
no doubt.
with the crowds that they get there. They just and it's so many juniors, but
Yep.
junior rep, junior domestic, everyone comes in and supports the club, and it's a really good atmosphere and well done.
Here's one thing I'll say about Whittlesea and Coach Ross Moll. Let's not forget, Whittlesea brought an import into this team,
Yep.
and the import played one game,
Yep.
one
yeah,
game,
yeah, yeah.
couple of games.
Yeah.
Did a knee injury.
Yep.
His name escapes me.
Had to send him home.
It's killing me.
That's all about Digsy today. It's all about Digsy. Don't worry about that. They had to think long and hard about what they would do.
Yep.
Had to think long and hard.
Mhm.
Do we bring someone else in?
Yep.
What do we need? And they thought about what do we need to make this team a championship team.
They needed a big basket.
They
That's
found
what
it.
it is.
Exactly what I was about to say.
Found one.
You stole the words right out of my mouth. And it was a great decision. They needed a big. They thought this is the missing piece of the puzzle. They went out and they did it. And I'll tell you what, I reckon they were sitting back on Saturday night and doing a little bit of this
Yeah.
for making that decision.
Fair
Justifiably
recruit.
so.
Fair
The
recruit.
support of the committee, everyone that went forward with that decision,
Yeah.
well done because it paid off with a championship.
Same with the recruitment of Petrides as well.
Yeah, definitely.
That's right. And look, you go through. Jason Dirks had 14 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, all class, as he always is. And then you sort of go through, like Lincoln Garforth had 9 points and 6 boards. Petrides, he had a bit of a dirty day from offensively, 8 turnovers and shot 1 to 12, but he still had 10 boards, 4 steals, 4 assists. He still found other ways to contribute, and that's a a good indication of a very good player. Matt Dirks, 4 steals, 6 points. All these players just chipped in a little bit, and
we spoke
that's what they're like.
we spoke earlier about Meg Dargan, just an absolute unsung hero,
Yeah.
flies under the radar. Just does not get the credit that she deserves.
Matt Dirks.
I was going to say, who's the player from Whittlesea in that same position? There's always one, isn't there, where everyone will pat the big guns on the back, but there's one player you go, you know what? If I was coaching that, or the coach, Ross Moll will be the first one to go, thank God I've got him on my team.
Well, one thing with Whittlesea as well, they've got a lot of players that have come through the Whittlesea juniors that are up in their senior men's team, and that's what it's all about. Your kids, you play your juniors, you push up your
Topped up with an
youth team.
import.
Yeah, you go from
And
your
big
youth
recruit,
team and your
yep.
senior team, bring a couple of guys in to go around what you've got. It's the absolutely perfect formula for putting a
They've
senior
done a
team
great
together
job
and
putting
winning
their team
championship.
together.
It's awesome story.
Wade got 13 points for Mildura, 12 and 7 to Brent
He was
Simons.
good early, Wade. Yeah, got a few points on the board.
What's his first name?
Matthew, I'm going to say. Michael. Damn.
Good on you, Mick. Kelvin Henry had 11 points. His quietest game of the season. As we said, we know we got that knock to the knee. That was his lowest score of the season.
Yeah.
Terrell Bell had 10 and 10. Just a couple of words on Mildura, our fantastic folk up there at Orange
Well,
County.
look, they shouldn't have been there. They at the start of the season.
All credit to them.
Yeah, absolutely. They went completely young, apart from the 2 imports. That was the decision that was made early on in the season. That's the direction they were going. And I don't know, we were barely tipping them to make finals, and here they are.
Well, I didn't tip them to make finals. So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I did.
let's-
I remember.
2 weeks before finals.
Egg on your face.
Yeah, 2 weeks before finals.
He's
they
called Big
lost-
Muffin, isn't he? It's just about every day.
I know,
Breakfast,
it's swore at you
breakfast on your face.
2
Anyway.
weeks before finals, Mildura lost to Latrobe City by 40.
Yeah.
Then they come out, they beat Latrobe City in a final. They beat Hawthorn, who have been outstanding all season at Hawthorn.
Tipped I tipped against them both times.
Yeah, they've exceeded expectations to make the grand final. And okay, they lost both games pretty convincingly, but I think they've had a pretty good season.
Oh, they should be absolutely wrapped.
Can I just send a message to our fantastic friends up at Mildura?
Orange County.
We love them up there.
Yeah.
Stop calling me now, Sammy. It's over. We're done. See you in March.
Mildura, I don't even know if it's in question. There's no way knowing it would be in question. But do yourselves a favour, re-sign Jimmy Madigan as quickly as you possibly
hell
can.
yeah.
Get him on board again for next season.
No one better.
He has been fantastic at that club. Absolutely
Heart and
fantastic.
soul.
There we go. Division 1. Anything else we want to add?
Yeah, just Division 1 men and women's competition this year's just been incredible. It's been
Yeah.
great to follow, great to watch. All of the teams did well, and let's see what's in store for next season.
We saw Werribee go up
Yep.
last season. Men's teams, what do we think will happen there?
Oh, no idea. I think Whittlesea winning it.
We would encourage them
They'd
to.
have to look at it.
And look, as as I said, the way they've played in the last month,
Yeah.
I honestly think they could go up and actually push some of the decent teams. I think Ross is an outstanding
Be more than
coach. I think it's a
competitive,
they're a really good solid
Yep.
unit. You know, there might be another couple that are also looking to push up, so we'll just wait and see over the next month. And
Women?
women,
You
Yeah,
guys,
women.
You guys
well,
got to look at it.
I would think Warrandyte.
It's not you guys anymore.
Yeah,
No,
I
it
would
is
think-
for a couple more weeks.
Yeah, I think the Venom would certainly, after
Yeah.
winning the title, would want to look at probably going up and testing themselves. And, you know,
Yeah.
same type of situation, you know, maybe not quite there with the top four sides, but like Werribee, if you can go up into state championship and be competitive in year one, I think that's a win in itself. And I think Whittlesea and Warrandyte are both well placed to do that.
I think the good thing is, and you mentioned earlier about Whittlesea, but both those teams have a lot of homegrown local
Yeah.
kids that have come through, and
Yep.
that's great for those two programs. So there it is, Division 1 men and women done for the season. We'll have silly season starting in a few weeks' time, so stick with us. To all the clubs out there, if you've got any coaching news, player news, send it through, because we'd
Yep.
like to make that known to everybody out there
Absolutely.
during the off season. Don't forget awards night.
Yes.
stickytickets.com.au/BV. Get them September 21.
September, so a few weeks down the track. You've got a little bit of time to have a look.
No, hurry up. Hurry up.
No, I mean before the
No,
awards night.
hurry up and get it.
But you can't get to the awards night 3 weeks before it starts.
No, you can't.
Well, you can if you want.
Yeah, you'd be
Put a few-
bored. You'd
put
be
a
a
few-
bit bored.
put a
But
few
you're
bets
also,
on. Put a few bets
you're
on.
also no guarantee to get tickets if you wait till the
No,
last week before.
no.
That's true.
You can only get so many people in
you
there.
do need to get them.
Oh, why don't you give your seat up for someone else, so wouldn't you?
Rubbish.
No chance.
We don't actually. We don't have a seat. We stand and
That's
work.
it.
the whole
Work.
time.
Bang, bang, bang. Get it done. Hey, hope you've enjoyed the season. Well done to Warrandyte and Whittlesea. Congratulations on winning the titles. Don't be stupid. We'll see you next time on Big V TV.